Well, I got the M fired up today. The original of the Farmall Fanatics fleet right here. This started the channel. And I'll tell you what, it hasn't skipped a beat over these years. It just sounds thunderous. Bird crap and all. It's time. When I got this tractor, it had the Rice and Kane 15.538s on it. And they were nice. They were paddle wheeled, but they were weather checked. So I took the tires off my new to me Super MTA, the Field and Road Firestones, and put them on here. Now they're no longer loaded. Got one set of wheel weights there, but yeah, this tractor doesn't owe me a thing, man. Does what I ask when I ask it to do it. I have definitely asked it to do more than what an M typically can. I do need to shorten that alternator belt. As you can see, the sheet metal is sticking out here. That's due to the belt being too long. I just need to get a shorter belt, throw it on there, game over. You know, you forget sometimes how much more of a tractor an M is than an H. But it don't take long to remember as soon as you're on this sucker. But what I'm doing today is I'm just checking fields, seeing if there's any hope of plowing. I mean, it's about 75 degrees and sunny, but again, we've had at least 2 days of straight pouring down rain. And before that, we've had about 6 weeks of it. So yeah, just taking this tractor for a shake with its new heavily used Firestone. You know, when you get on the Super MTA and what the M is to the H, Super M is to the M. I mean, it's that much more tractor. And it's just amazing how they stepped up more than a notch. Oh, I love that throttle. Always have. This thing has always ran like a top. You know, I've had my YouTube channel for a little over 6 years now, and along the way I've accumulated quite a few tractors. And eventually I will do a lineup of them, probably out here in the field. I'll mow, you know, and then line them up. But you know, I get the question, when are you going to sell your redundant tractors? And I know what you meant, the viewer that asked that question. You know, I got an H that's a letter series 26 horsepower tractor. I got an M letter series 36 horsepower tractor, and those are PTO horsepower ratings. And you know, the question was basically, good grief, how many are you going to get that can do the same job? And when you have a YouTube channel, you kind of fall into a different category. And you know, the M was the first tractor I got on the channel, and that started things kicking. Although I didn't know what I was doing really on YouTube, I got some views on that tractor, and I thought, man, you know, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I'd probably own, instead of owning 14 tractors, I'd probably own 7 or 8. You know, because I think of you have to have a loader tractor on a farm. You just do. You're without a loader tractor, you're dead in the water. But you know, would I have an M? Would I have an H? Yeah, I probably would. The tractors I would get rid of more than likely would be the A. That, you know, I've shown that it does a 2-bottom little genius on my ground. It wouldn't do it on clay unless you really weighted it down. But you know, I have 2 Super C's that can run circles around the A. The A is a cool tractor. It's the little helper on the farm, but it always seems to take a back seat to the other machines. But anyways, I looked at all these tractors as actors on the channel. You know, it was never about me acting on a channel. It was always about the tractors. And the first thing I learned with Red Power especially, maybe even John Deere, I don't know because I'm not a John Deere guy, But one thing I learned about Red Power is that, you know, you can have a guy that's an M guy and he doesn't like any other tractor, not so much letter series, but like Cub guys. You can have a guy that's a Cub guy, doesn't like any other Red Power tractor at all, you know, would hate my 826, would really hate the Super MTA, but loves the Cubs, you know, something like that. But I always thought if I had enough variety on the channel, maybe the channel would take off and blow up, and it never did, because they're not going to push something that's, I'm a one-trick pony. I'm about old antique red tractors. I will tell you, based on the tractors I have, if I had to get rid of one of these, I would probably get rid of the M, because I have the Super MTA, and this is such a handy tractor. The H, I'm on, I'm off, wide front. I use it for brush hogging. I've had a 300-gallon sprayer hooked to it. It will pull the 2-bottom plow with ease. It's just a handy little tractor. It's got the Pioneer breakaways. That's got a hydraulic remote as well. I will not own a letter series that does not have a remote. It just adds to the tractor, the efficiency, and I think the value. Now let's talk about the M. Some of you are probably like, man, I can't believe it, man. You know, there's no emotional tie to that tractor. And yeah, you know, to a degree, I mean, it wasn't my grandfather's and then my dad's and then mine. I mean, there's not that emotional tie to it. There's a you know, spiritual connection to it in the sense that it started the channel, but that's it. But you know, if you've ever owned 14 tractors or 10 tractors, and you're the type of guy like me that absolutely maintains them fluid wise, it's expensive. It's big money. Now you can cheat on these letter series a little bit, because when I do the rear ends on them, I just go to Tractor Supply, I get the cheapest rear end oil that I can get, and I throw it in there, drain the old stuff out, put the new cheap stuff in. For hydraulic fluid, it's 30 weight. Oil, 30 weight. I run low ash in this. It was overhauled at one time, but I don't know what they went to when they did overhaul it. But man, when you got 14, 15, 16, 17 tractors and you're using them, not in a heated environment, on show, stationary, you know, where you don't have to change the fluids out every year, that's a collector. But that ain't me. I fire these things up and use them, you know, to the point where sometimes I got to change out, you know, thermostats. Or I mean, this one, I'm pretty convinced the H doesn't even have one in it. This one's due. Just driving it around the field, it ran at about 160, which that's what's in there now for a thermostat. But you know, you run it under load and it does tend to run a little warmer, so it needs some love, and it's love I'm gonna give it. But it's, again, it's money after money after money, and these fluids they've at least, I'm gonna tell you, doubled in price since I started my YouTube channel. And even though I'm not a collector, I've got to look at resale value on what I'm holding and what I'm maintaining and what I'm pumping money into. This is the best starting tractor on the farm by far. I could get on it right now, no choke, and even in cold temps, as soon as I touch that start, I mean, it's fired up right here, right now. And you know, having the MTA, the Super MTA, it's just a game changer. It's got power steering, it's got more power. It does everything the M can do easier. This has pretty much replaced the 756 gas. 826 diesel. I bought this a while back, and that gas is sitting there. Boy, it crosses my mind to take that 2000 loader and throw on that thing. I'm not there yet. I can't bring myself to do it yet. I bought the 400 with the fast hitch, so you could say that makes the M redundant. So you got, you know, something there to replace the M. You got something here to replace the M. The H, it's kind of in a category of itself, you know, just because it's so easy to get on and so easy to get off, and it's just one of those handy tractors to hop on and hop off, go brush hog. It's, if you know, you know. I thought about not even making this video, but then I thought, well, I'm getting enough questions about the M when you get the M out, that I might as well just let you know up front. thinking about selling the M, thinking about selling the A. That would be two, you know, that would be a start. But, you know, it's not like I'm looking to get down to 4 or 5 tractors or anything like that. Just, there's only so much time in the day and so much money in the wallet to maintain them all and still have, you know, peace of mind. Well, the loader's back up and running. Replaced the solenoid and the Bendix, and that did it. Somebody mentioned the line over top of this is a time bomb, and I'm not 100% in disagreement with you. That's why this thing picks stuff up and puts it down rather quickly. We don't leave her running aimlessly. I am going to pull the carb off of there and rebuild that next. It's due, and I can't even imagine what it looks like in the bottom of that bowl right there. But I'm not going to have to imagine long, because I'm going to rebuild it inch by inch, you know, and then you get the tractor right, and probably by the time it's right for me and running true, I'll end up selling it. Oh, I go on these spurts, man, where I'm like on a selling kick. What the heck? There ain't no John Deere tractor in there. We're gonna have to go out and buy like a 50-20 or something, put in there and get her done up right. But dynamite, we're back lifting stuff up and putting it down. I think I might go plow now.